So Ben, what's more important, a brand or a collection?
If you weigh it up, I would say definitely a brand. A collection is something that can evolve and change quite quickly. A brand, once you take a direction, you would have made some really serious choices about that.
So how do you make your collection into a brand?
It's about making choices and then being your brand all the time. So for instance, if you are just putting a collection together, you might be looking at a theme, a season, something you liked, a color you saw, things that can actually change quite quickly. If you're making choices about a brand, you're taking a direction that people have to go along with you in. And once they do, you don't want to change that all the time because then you lose people on the way.
So you're saying you have to be your brand all the time?
Absolutely. Once you are a brand, you stay a brand and you carry on being a brand. People that are getting into your brand, people that buy your collection, people that buy from you because of who you are and how you fit into their life will stay with you as a brand. Whereas as a collection, they're just looking at, where's the hemline, how wide is it, how slim is it, does it fit me, does it not fit me? And if you don't build a brand on top of that, it's just a piece of clothing. Building a brand on top of that makes a huge difference in longevity of your business.
I wanted to ask you, is there a correlation between the collection and the brand?
Yes, absolutely. Once you've established your brand identity, it goes all the way through your collection. Now, in some brands, that means that there are small little details, or it's just the labeling or just the handwriting of the range that always suits where the brand is going and what the audience for that brand is. In other brands, it's more overt. If we take the typical Abercrombie and Fitch example, then the branding is an integral part of the collection.
You were just discussing tribes with Nimi. How does marketing and PR help brand building?
Marketing and PR are both tools in the brand building process. They differ from each other in the sense that PR is very often seen as something that is free, or at least almost free, and marketing is seen as something that you spend money on and invest to communicate with a particular target group.
And which is most important?
I'd say for the initial stages for a brand, it would be PR. PR is quite a wide topic, but it can include things like social media, product placement, or getting your product to people that might be good being seen to wear your product, and also your general communication with your customer, whether it is via media or whether it is via other tools, like for instance anything you send out with your product. In the end, it all comes down to your customer communication, and all those bits are part of that. But we'll cover PR in a little bit more detail maybe next time, because that'll be a good thing to go into. But for now, if we look at the difference, then PR would be your overall communication to your customer, including product communication, so placing product with different people, different places, where they might be good to be seen. And marketing would really be a direct spend. So when we're talking about marketing, we're talking about spending money, obviously with the idea to either build a brand or to get something back for that.
So how do you use brand building to make your business grow?
In the end, you reinvest and you have a goal, right? So with brand building, it's important to know not just what you want your brand to be today, but what would you like it to be in the future. And part of that is also reinvesting in your brand. So once you've set your goal, once you know what you would like your brand to be, once you know what target audience you would like your brand to become relevant to over time, you have to also remember that takes a while to build. And one of the important things is that once you've found your target audience, once you realize that those are the people that are actually going to go with you on this journey, is to keep reinvesting. In other words, when you are, in this case, if you are a young fashion entrepreneur and you've sold your first collection, don't go spending all your money on the second collection. Spend some of that money on building your brand, which could mean better infrastructure, new channels, more help to do marketing and PR, or just something that would be very relevant to your consumers. In the case of one of the brands we mentioned earlier, they might invest in a movie that would be relevant to their brands, even if that's a movie to do with their particular sport or exercise.
And how would they know where to invest?
To a degree, that is very much about choices of lifestyle. Normally a brand has a lifestyle aspect, whether it is a luxury brand or whether it is a sports or surf brand. There is normally a lifestyle aspect that would make it quite natural to see what investment could bring you closer to your target audience. And your target audience maybe is almost a harsh word. I think the word tribe we used earlier is probably better, because there is a sense of belonging.
So should we do a recap on what we've just spoken about?
Yeah, sure. So basically, when you start off, try and turn what you are doing into a brand rather than just one collection. Be your brand all the time. So don't forget that people are watching, your tribe is watching, hopefully you're building your tribe, and they expect you to behave in a certain way. Maybe you not personally, but you as a brand. Interact with them, respect them, and make sure that you bring your audience along on the journey. Use PR where relevant, use marketing where relevant, and don't forget to reinvest in your brand when you can.